one goes out to the one I love. This one goes out to the one I left behind. A simple prop to occupy my time. This one goes out to the one I love. Fire. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out The One I Love by R.E.M. What a great tune this one is. Lots of different levels to it. Beginners can approach it with pretty easy old faithful strumming and easy chords. The better you get, the more you can start to pick out some of those little riffs that go along in the song that kind of give it its character, like you get there at the intro. Now, this song is included in the JustinGuitar Lessons and Songs app. I'd encourage you to go and check it out if you haven't already. This song has 4 different versions in the app. Not every song has all 4, but many of them do. We have a super simplified beginner one where the melody is played just by a piano. It gives you a good chance to really work on the fundamentals, keep your strumming going on. You can hear the actual strumming pattern that we recommend going along through the song as well. That one sounds like this. When you feel confident with that, you can then jam along with the real band version. You can listen to it with or without the vocals. I'm going to show you the one with the vocals, but if you wanted to sing along, you can always turn the vocals off as well.
By my time, this one goes out to the one.
And if you're feeling confident with all that and you want to see how you're going on your own, you can actually turn all of the track off and just leave a click track. So you still get the scrolling chords and you get the lyrics coming up on the screen as well, but there's no extra backing track. A really good way to see how well you're doing. Of course, it works in horizontal and vertical mode, so it can fit on your phone or your tablet, however you like. It's a really cool app. There's a free trial, so do click the link in the description and go and check it out. I'm sure you'll dig it. Anyway, let's get to a close-up and check out how to play this song. So the intro, where we'd normally find the riff, is going to go from an E minor, 2, 3, 4 to a D, 2, 3, 4 to an E minor, 2, 3, 4 for 2 bars. Okay, so boom, ba da bum bum, da da ba da dum, da 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 da. E minor, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, you can add that strumming in as well. If you're a beginner, down, down, up, down works really great for this song. So you'd start 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, 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 down. When we get to the verse, we have the same chords. If you were playing the riff, which I'll show you a little later on, you would drop the riff and go into playing the chords straight, probably with this old faithful strumming pattern. It's E minor, D, E minor, E minor, and that again, E minor, D, E minor, E minor. Then there's a variation there which goes G, D, C, C, and then back to another E minor, D, E minor, E minor. Let's try playing that through. E minor goes out, D, the one I, E minor for 2 bars. E minor goes out, D, the one I, B minor for 2 bars. Then G, a simple D, to C up my C. E minor goes out, D, the one I, E minor. Fire, and we're into the chorus. Now the chorus, we bring back that little intro chord progression. It's the same E minor, D, E minor, E minor. If you're playing the riff, which I'm going to take you through in a minute, you would go into trying to play the riff at the same time as the singing, a little bit sticky, or just strum it through. That's totally fine as well. So the chord progressions will be, again, E minor to D to E minor, da, 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 fire. Do, 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 do. Then we go back to another verse, then there's another chorus, and then we get to the bridge, which is ever so slightly different. It's kind of the guitar solo part, and that goes like this. G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, E minor to D, 2, 3, 4 to 2 bars of E minor. And then at that point we go back into another verse, and then there's a double chorus, and we're done. So once you've nailed the chord progressions and the strumming, definitely playing along with the backing track or the original recording is a really good idea. Make sure you can play it simply first of all. That way if you go into trying to learn the riff and you fall off your skateboard, you can get back on again and you've got something that you're confident with the original strumming. Generally, I think it's a good idea to be able to play the song just with one strum on beat 1 of each chord, so without actually a proper strumming pattern, just going E minor, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you can do that first of all. Get used to the form of the song that way, then practice up your strumming pattern if you need to independently. Just working on down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Make sure you're confident with that. Then when you start playing along, making sure you don't stop. So the really good thing about using the app is that you don't get into that habit of playing one chord and then stopping and changing chords. It's a really, really, really bad habit. You should not do that. So make sure you don't. Even if the chord goes wrong, doesn't matter. You've got to keep that strumming going all the time. Really, if it was like much better to have it that way, to keep that strumming consistent and be fumbling a bit with the chords. So really keep your attention on that. Okay, now I'm going to take you through the riff. So this one's a little bit tricky. I wouldn't say this is a beginnery thing. The rhythm of it feels a little bit awkward. If you're very familiar with the song and you know kind of, you can imagine how the riff goes in your head, you'll probably find it quite a lot easier. So if you're not familiar with it, give it some listens. Let's get to a close-up. Check it out. There's a few tricky things going on here. Most of it's not particularly tricky with the fretting hand, but getting the picking right might be a little bit more challenging for some. So we start with 2 picks on the thickest string, then 3rd fret. There's a little tiny little curl there. Then open A string, the 5th string, and then we've got, it's probably a D sus2, but I think I'm only hearing that kind of part of the chord really. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. The chord there is coming on the and after 4. We call that a push. It's a good thing to get into the habit of. If you're a real beginner, don't worry about trying to push that chord forward if you're just doing the strumming. I'd save that for when you're doing the riff. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3. Get that right first of all. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. You could use all down picks for that, it'll be totally fine. If you want to use some other picking, then that would be okay, but do give it a little bit of a thought if you're going to deviate from that kind of standard pattern, so you know why it is that you're doing a different picking pattern. Now after that, we're going to play the thinner string, then we're going to slide 3rd finger from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret, and then play the thinner string again. So from the chord, I think it goes, actually I think it plays the B string there as well afterwards. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, trying to get through to there now, the bass note coming back on beat 1. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and. Now here we've got this next section. We're kind of doing a down strum on the thicker strings, and the up picks, we're alternating between the thinner string and the 2nd string. The first time, little finger going down in the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1. that after from beat 2, so at 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and little finger off, still alternating between those thinnest 2 strings. Let's play that through nice and slow a couple of times. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now during that I was being quite precise, but mostly so that you can pick up what you should be aiming for, what you're targeting. But the truth is, when you're actually strumming, it's a bit more relaxed. Particularly this part at the end. And remember, on the original recording, there's different layers of guitar. So there's acoustic guitar doing strumming, and then the lead guitar part is very carefully picked out. So there's these different layers going on. And what I'm showing you here is a kind of a combination of those different layers for you to do in the one guitar part. So be a little bit free with it. I think the key things are not going out of time. Again, this is the really, really important thing. Rhythm has been in our species for, thousands of years, harmony less so. So it's much more important that you get the rhythm right. That's what people feel when you're playing. So making sure that you practice it to make sure you're 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Even if you get the notes wrong, doesn't matter as long as you're feeling that pulse, feeling that beat is really solid. That's the most important thing when you're learning these tunes by far, is getting the rhythm right, which is, again, I don't want to flog it to death on you, but that's the key thing with the app, is that it doesn't let you muck around with the rhythm. It'll keep you in time all the time. Really, really great practice. It'll stop you forming any bad habits with your rhythm. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson. There are plenty more R.E.M. songs over on the website, so do go and check that out. And do go and give Michael Stipe a listen if you haven't checked him out lately. He's still making super music. Incredible songwriter. Go and find his YouTube channel. It's definitely worth a watch. Anyway, have yourselves a fantastic day, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon. You'll take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.